My name is Milagros, and this vlog is about my experiences as childhood experiences and how the environment has really impacted my journey. This is my first house, this beautiful house, and so many years ago my family left from this house to go to Adoptee to adopt me and my brother. We're not biologically related, however we are obviously really close, and here we arrived in this beautiful house. And this is where I spent the first 14 years of my life, and I love this city. It really is an amazing city. I'm so happy to have been brought up here. I think the most wonderful part of this city is that it really doesn't have really any concrete identity, and I think for adoptees we have to search for find our own identity. But in this city you can be whoever you want to be. No one's going to say to you, oh, you shouldn't be here, really. You can create your own identity, and I think this is really important in terms of my adopted family's background. We're coming from all parts of the world, and we end up in London. London, you can be who you want to be. You can take fragments from different type of cultures, and you can create your own identity. So, having been raised here, I would, walk these streets. My school would be up, not so far away. I would look outside of my bedroom window. My bedroom window was up there, and I used to gaze out to the windows. And I'd be thinking, lying in bed, I'd be thinking, where's my biological mum? Where's my mum? How am I going to get to Peru? I mean, how am I going to end up to the places that I want to see and to connect with? And as I grew up, every day going to school and having different experiences, I never really forgot about where I came from. Despite it being so English, I always knew that in this house contained a part of Peru. My family had experiences in Peru. So I always knew that in this street there contained aspects of Peru, my own family's history with Peru, and it was really strong. Anyway, so however, there's one thing that I really lacked, and that was, where are the other Peruvian adoptees? How can this amazing city, in this big city, how is it that there are, at that time I was thinking about, where are we the Peruvian adoptees, or where's the Peruvian people, And as the years have progressed, I realised actually there are no Peruvian adoptees raised in London. There are Peruvian adoptees in Great Britain, but not in London. And so I was right thinking, yes, I'm alone, and I tried to really, as I developed my adoption journey, this is really why I think the environment really affects your understanding of your own adoption, and then what you understand of your own story. And for me, I think because of this lack of sense of adoption, the atmosphere, there were no real groups. I never met an adoptee before. And yet I'm living in London. I'm living in the heart and centre of London. Yeah, I could never connect with another person like me that was not obviously my siblings. So I realise now that one of my passions, I think one of my real big passions, is understanding the Peruvian adoption experience. And over the past 5 years, I've really decided to ask myself, where are we? What does it mean to be a Peruvian adoptee? How does it work? And when did it really begin? How many of us were adopted? Where did we get adopted from? What's the story behind all our stories? How was the legal process? Me coming from London, we're the first family to adopt from Peru, Latin America. So I have my own understanding of being a first kind of adoptee. But I'm so intrigued with what does it really, how have our environments impacted our understanding of adoption, and how can we piece all the pieces of our life together? And so over the past 5 years, I'm trying to answer that question. And so I've done a lot of research, and so I've kind of thought about, let me, with all the information that I have, let me make something, you know. And so I thought, like, yeah, let me write and research really well, precisely all the factors that, you know, all the factors that make up our journeys, you know, and looking at research, looking at archives, looking at documents, going to orphanages, everything like that. Let's put the pieces together and let's record the history of Peruvian adoption. And therefore, I feel like the first, you know, we can say that the history of our adoption began really in 1968. And from 1968 to 2018 will be the 50 years of Peruvian adoption. So that's an incredible amount of history of adoption from Peru. And that is what I'm going to be focusing on in the next year. So it's something that I'm really passionate about, and it's something that I really want to engage everyone with, and all of anyone who's interested, anyone that I can get to speak with, and it's already taken me far and long, but it's something that I think that's really important, because as adoptees like myself, I didn't know my beginning, I didn't know where I came from, I didn't know anything about my family. If we don't as a community know our beginnings as a community, how are we going to develop our own sense of community, and how can we inform others that come after us, and even those who are already adopted? How can we become stronger adoptees within our own community? So thank you for listening, and thank you for taking time out. Bye.
Actually, can you jump again? Ready? I took a video, but